everybody, and welcome back to Keep It Real, episode number 47 now. Thank you for coming back. So, we've just gone for a little short walk. It's a bit chilly this morning though. This damn white stuff's come back again. Why? Why does it come back so much now? We was alright, beginning and middle of February was good. End of February, it started again. Fortunately, there is some sunshine on the forecast though. So hopefully this won't stick around this episode. I hope not. I've had enough of this white stuff now. To the point where, if it wasn't a realistic series, I'd turn the damn stuff off. Anyway, we're going to head into the shop. First things first. No mucking around today. So, you know, I've walked here, keeping it real. It's nearly 9 o'clock game time already. Now, let's just have a look, though, and see... Well, let's look in the shop, seeing as it kind of defaulted to the shop. Anything new? This was all there in the last episode. Definitely keeping my eye open on something different. I would actually quite like to have a Massey Ferguson, because I've not used a Massey Ferguson for a long time, in fact, but... Yeah, I don't think I've actually used a Massey Ferguson on this series. Briefly in the first ever series of roleplay, I think I did for like 2 episodes. But I've never owned one, theoretically. Now that's interesting though. I don't want to make the same mistake as I nearly made before. That is the actual Windrower version, isn't it? Windrower, yeah. 481. Well, that's just a no-brainer. What's the design? Okay, I'll keep that red. The yellow one I associate with hay. Right, we don't need it yet, but £481. We need to get that. So let's just buy that. No hesitation on that one. But that's not actually why I came into the shop. I came in to get a plough. I did have a quick look on ModHub just before recording this episode, and there is this one here. So these ones here, these are the bouncy ploughs, and I don't want to get another one of those. Whether or not the biggest one bounces like the smallest one does, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. But for what you get for the money, I'd rather at least... God, it's going a bit fast. I'd rather at least something bigger. Now it's 16,000 to buy, but you ain't going to buy it. But that's 3 meters. Look at that. 120 horsepower. We have that in the Agri. Now that it's been fully serviced and kind of restored, we can use that. I don't know what the wheel setup means. Absolutely no difference at all. But it's how much it's going to cost. See, that's not bad. I wasn't sure, but £816, and we will actually be returning that relatively quickly. Going to finish off this field, hopefully quick, sharp, and then probably take a cruise down and at least get the potato plot in the new plot of land kind of ploughed out, ready to go. So that's good. I'm happy with that. I certainly don't think we'll be having the time to plant potatoes in this episode. We've got to plant the main field. That's the priority. We've then got to, with the same planter, get some grass seed and replant the kind of damage in the grass field that we caused, because I believe probably after February that will start to grow. So yeah, we want to get in and fix that too. Now, it would be against tradition if I didn't give this a go on my way through. Do you know, if I go past here and I actually forget, I do get oh dear, that was shocking. That serves me right for cheating and standing to the side, doesn't it? 3. Awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah, if I walk past and forget to do it, I do get a regular reminder in the comments about not doing the bowling. I don't know, I think, was it 7? 7's the record so far, isn't it? 7 is the record. Right, the windrow is just going to stay there for a minute. We don't actually need it, so that was an impulse buy. Although, probably one of the best impulse buys I've made. But this is what we're here for. This is it. Let's get that connected up. Hose, it's not going to have a PTO, is it? Of course not. And while we're here, let's just check the specs of the Agri. It is... Oh, it's 160. It's 160 horsepower, this thing. What an animal. But it does struggle. It's showing its age. Because it does struggle to get up hills. Now, is that... I need to unfold... I don't want to unfold it. Why is it telling me to... Oh, okay. It is lifted. To me, it looked like it was in the ground. that's just the design of the plough, I guess. Right, not bad. Again, game time. It's about 9:30, so this is good. We've got plenty of daylight, and we're relatively close to the field we need to be to as well. Took out the corner of the pavement. That wasn't very realistic. See how the tyres flex pulling this plough there? It needs to put some air in the tyres. This is obviously a very heavy plough. Even with that kind of trailing wheel taking a lot of the weight, it is still pretty heavy. And the brakes don't work very well with this either. Yeah, each episode I'm playing now, the last 2 or 3 episodes, I'm slowly persuading myself more and more that an additional tractor would be about right now. But I don't know, is it a need? Probably not a need at this point, more of a want. Yeah, so no reason why. Oh, come on. This plough is a bit of a pain, you know. That wheel at the back makes it quite challenging. Yeah, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to get this finished today. I can't imagine this snow is going to settle. Let's check the forecast properly. No, in fact, it's due to become sunshine. Wow. Any minute now, in fact. Right, let's carry on going with this. How much better is this going to be? Well, it's not bouncing around, so that's a good start. My driving and lining up wasn't a good start. See how bad it did do though with the snow there. See how much was missed. There's no way we could have carried on. This is good, and the agri's doing a great job as well. Actually, it's pulling this pretty well. It's not going to be as accurate for kind of making an outline of the field though, so it could be a bit of a challenge trying to get a rough bit done in the potato field. That trailing wheel there at the back of it, although I guess that's the reason why you can have a bigger plough, because it's supporting the weight, it does make it very awkward to manoeuvre, because it kind of, I don't know, it trails behind you a bit more. It feels a bit more dolly-like than it does plough. Like, see, look, it missed that tiny little bit then. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm using the plough the wrong way around. So I reckon at this rate, we might just, make episode 50 of this series. We might actually plant our first arable crop field. Hey, wouldn't that be nice? That would be an achievement. 50 episodes in, that sounds awful. If you're new, if you've only just found it, that probably sounds like shocking. I'm not a bad farm sim player. I'm purposely making it difficult. But it's enjoyable. There is so much reward playing it like this. There really is. You know, I just thinking of challenges in general. I think, I should kind of make the keep it real like a keep it real challenge. Cross2 did an amazing job of doing the 200 horsepower challenge, and he got quite a few people in behind that. And I was quite pleasantly pleased to learn that through my analytics, I just started clicking on different things, and you can get, every time I go on it, you can get even more detail than you thought you could. But I was, yeah, it was quite nice to see that actually, Cross2, I don't know if you do still watch, because a bit like me, you probably don't have time to watch too much content, but you were actually one of my first ever subscribers. So it does actually show me the date of when you subscribed, and I don't know it off the top of my hand, but it was one of the first, but potentially within the first 100 people, which, I'm only on, 1600 and something now, which is great, by the way, so I don't mean that as in I'm only on that, but in the grand scheme of things, it is only 1600 people. But yeah, you were one of the first ones, so that's good. That's for someone like myself who's kind of relatively new to it and starting to get a name out there, a lot of people interested in your content. It's quite nice. It's quite pleasing to know that you kind of found me at the same sort of time. But anyway, right, this is way quicker, isn't it? I'm doing a bit of a lash up job here though. Look at everything I'm missing. I kind of regret getting this type of plough, if I'm honest with you. Let's just cut across the middle. This will give me a good idea of exactly how wide it is. Yeah, when it lines up properly, it is pretty wide. But it's just getting it to line up properly. So I don't know when you'll be seeing this episode. I'm probably going to guess that this is... I don't want to get too close to that tree. I don't want to get too close to that tree. Yeah, I'm going to guess maybe this is Friday evening. Friday evening UK time, that is, that you're seeing this one. Initially, I had planned to get one Keep It Real, one Alma done this week. Try and get the roleplay done as well, which as it stands I haven't done, but I'm pretty sure I've got time to do that. But also, what I wanted to do, I mean, I've mentioned it before, the game Manor Lords. That is out on Thursday the 26th. So today it's the Tuesday, which is the 23rd, 24th. I don't know what the date is. I'm not sure. 24th. And yeah, my initial plans were to get playing on that game. It just looks great. It's the kind of game I just want to play it, but there's going to be a lot of interest. If it's a game that's got, you know, that 2 million wish list on Steam, Steam's most tongue twister, Steam's most wish listed game, it's obviously going to be quite popular. And I figured, no, I'm not one to jump on the bandwagon and try and, you know, play different games every day maybe and try and get lots of subs like that, but certainly it looks enjoyable for me. When it's enjoyable for me, it means the content is relatively enjoyable for you. And I just feel, you know, my consistent farm sim viewers, if you are anything like me, I think you'd probably quite enjoy playing and watching that game. So yeah, I want to record it, and I want to do some sort of, I don't know, like a raw playthrough, not a lot of editing, potentially even something once I figure it out, the streaming side of things, which by the way I really want to do. I really want to do. Steve's offered to give me lots of help, iFarmer Steve, to kind of give me a bit of training on streaming, but with my schedule, and well, it's not a schedule. When you have children, you don't have a schedule. With my lack of schedule and Steve's kind of own life, it's difficult for us to both line up at the same kind of time for me to catch him for a, you know, a reasonable amount of time to get training. And of course, if he's busy, there's no major benefit to him to spending time showing someone else how to do something. So it's just hard. But yeah, some tips around streaming. That's what I really want to do, because I do feel that streaming would be good. I think it would be very interactive. I think we can all get involved and have a bit of a laugh. Streaming something like Alma would be perfect, because then you could actually be on the stream playing as well, which would be quite cool. But yeah, anyway, going back to what I said initially before I went off on a tangent and got a bit lost. What I was hoping to do on Friday, when I normally have a day off on Friday, was to just play Manor Lords. Just start, learn it as I'm recording, probably get 2 or 3 episodes worth, or 2 or 3 hours worth of gameplay, and then just kind of throw in one of those on Friday and see how it performed. A kind of a launch day series. But my work's changed. I now have to work on Friday, so I'm sort of trying to squeeze these through, which is why I'm aiming at getting 2 episodes of Keep It Real out this week instead, just to try and keep a bit of consistency. It's fair to say this plough is quite challenging to use, definitely, but I can't complain. That extra wheel at the back, which makes it difficult to use, is probably the only reason we can pull something this big with this tractor anyway. So hey, what can you do? What can you do? Now, as typical with ploughing, there are a few stones, but pretty much every single one that I've seen is a small scale stone. So you've got the potential there to roll it. Maybe we could do that, or we could just ignore them. They're not going to cause a huge amount of damage to any equipment, and to be honest, the cedar we're just going to lease anyway, so that's their problem, isn't it? That's their problem. Right, that last little bit, we'll just get that last little bit, then I'm going to head on down to the newest plot of land And let's get that raised up. Cool, see what I mean? It is difficult to maneuver this. You've got to maneuver it around like a trailer. Yeah, the newest plot of land, and we'll get a similar thing done. We'll just get a plot made. Not very big. No immediate intentions of doing anything to it. But yeah, it would just be good to get one there. I think it would be nice to see potatoes back. Just a small scale potato harvest. I don't know. I'm a couple of episodes behind on Daggerwin's. Oh dear, what was that? Hang on a minute, I was nowhere near that car. Shocking. Let's get back in this view. There's a big old plough. I have folded it back. I don't know why it sticks out so much. Anyway, yeah, I'm a couple of episodes behind Daggerwin's. What's the name of the series? The multiplayer. That's it. The co-op multiplayer one with chainsaw. But I do know the last episodes I watched, they were starting to use some potato planters, and I think he looked at the type of harvester he was going to use, and I think it's the same one I used before. And it is a really good harvester, so it'll be interesting to see how Daggerwin gets on using that same harvester. Not that you can compare it to my first attempt, because I did it on a hill, which was awful, but definitely, yeah, this time around I think I can do a better job. Right, anyway, let's just very quickly, there's no traffic behind us, is there? No. Let's just jump in here and see, are there any contracts? Still no contracts available. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a February thing. Maybe when it jumps forward into March it'll be alright. It's a bit annoying though. It's a bit annoying though. I'm sure it did something weird like that before and it wouldn't load contracts for ages. I don't know. Right, anyway, long drive back to the new plot. Plot number, what? 1, 2, 3. Field number 4 now. We've got 4 different pieces of land. Wow. Okay, here we are. Now, this is bothering me slightly, so now that the tractor isn't in the way, we'll just quickly jump back into landscaping and we'll finish painting that little bit that I couldn't do. Let's have a look. Here we go. Yeah, this bit here. Just to make kind of a better looking roadway in. Yeah, that's better. Not that you can see it a great deal when it's all icy like this. But that is better, isn't it? Right, let's line ourselves up anyway. We are going to have, of course, a couple of stumps. It's going to force us to deal with the stumps a bit sooner. Now, let's unfold this. It doesn't visually look like it does anything when you unfold it. You would assume it would push it out a bit wider, but that to me looks the same. I don't know. Right. I need to unfold it. I just unfolded it. What is going on with this thing? Yeah, now when I straighten up, it's definitely come out a bit wider, isn't it? Right. Let's try again. So, create fields and lower the plough. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a nightmare to actually create a field, so I'm going to have to take it quite slowly. And try not to take up that small lamppost, and try not to hit any stumps. Oh, we just went straight over a stump. And we're about to go straight over another one. But it'll get stuck on that one. No, it doesn't. Good. Okay, raise it. Alright, try and realign ourselves. Would have been easier to keep the old little plough and map out a field and then just use this as like the filler, the colour in the field in. Right, come on, I can do it. It's alright, it's not bad. Lower it. Let's try again. If I go too far I can always landscape it back or just deal with it realistically. It is what it is. I think we'll be alright though. I'll tell you what, this plough is pretty good at getting over getting over stumps, or not. Okay, that works. That does work, and I didn't impede on the pathway, which is good. That wasn't a bad job, actually, from me. Yeah, if I need another plough, I won't be leasing this one again, though. Sometimes if it seems too good to be true, it's normally too good to be true. A bit like how quickly Terry managed to harvest that field in the story. Something was bound to happen, wasn't it? Hey, there's always got to be something that makes it interesting. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I don't know if I might have mentioned it in a previous episode, but I'm not sure. But I didn't realise that Auto Trader, which in the UK, if you're not watching this and you're not from the UK, it's where you can buy kind of used cars, used vans, used motorbikes. I didn't realise it had a used tractor equipment section on it until I accidentally clicked on it the other day, and I was kind of like, no way, I didn't know that Auto Trader did that. It's interesting. Good. So I'm actually going to use real listings, and I'm just going to screenshot and snip them and then put them into that little phone that I've managed to kind of make without a background, and then I'll literally just snip them straight into that, so it physically looks like we're looking at actual listings on Auto Trader, and those actual listings are going to be what kind of generates the prices of used equipment in the story mode. So basically I'm looking for used equipment on Auto Trader which is available as a mod or something which looks as close as possible to it, and then I'm using the actual price it's being sold for as a used product to simulate actually buying it. I've even gone as far as doing a search within 100 miles of Banwell, because of course that is a real place in Somerset. 100 miles of there takes you down to not too far away from where I actually live, which is interesting. You never know, I could unintentionally advertise something for sale through the YouTube channel for someone who lives relatively close to me. Maybe I should go knock on the door and say that I'm giving them some free advertising. Anyway, this is taking so much damn longer than I thought. Oh gosh, it's taking so long. Yeah, this is a tricky old plough. Wouldn't be so bad on the American maps, the bigger maps, the squarer type fields. But trying to do this, I mean, trying to do a small plot with a big plough is just silly anyway, isn't it? Yeah. But it's working. And we will in a second, while we're here, once I've got this done, we'll just check in on the grapes and the olives and just see how quickly they do seem to be producing. Of course, the priority is to buy the seed and bring the manure down and start getting it producing super fast. And now that the cows have actually got some straw, which I think I did it off recording in the end of the last episode. I only loaded one of the bales in there. I've still got another bale there to do, just because they were quite fiddly to get off the trailer, and the bale that's left on the trailer I couldn't really reach with the man's front loader, so that might be enjoyable and funny to watch if I leave that on recording, so maybe I'll do that in a bit. But yeah, they are producing manure again, which is amazing, because now, whereas before we didn't really need the manure for that much, now we need it for a lot, and it's not field work, which is good because it saves the cost involved with buying a manure spreader. I can just focus on getting a slurry spreader now. It's all part of being self-sustainable. That was one of the goals. Now, actually, while I think about it, I'm thinking out loud, maybe. what is the end point of this series? And I've suggested it before. How do I know when this series is good to go, when it's good to end, when I can start again on a different map in a different country I've not been on, and do Keep It Real Part 2, which would be cool. You know, I always like starting from the beginning. And what I'm kind of thinking is, look, we need to be debt free. You know, you can't consider yourself successful, I guess, unless you don't have any debts. I think that from a farming point of view, that's a basic. So absolutely no debt, which actually selling the rest of the trees wouldn't be far off, but that wouldn't be a successful series. I feel a successful series would be when we buy this main farm. The main farm of the area is owned by us. Now, until I've just clicked on it, I did not realise it was 409,000. That is a lot of money. That really is a lot of money. But we'll be selling the plots that we own, but not the equipment. I think you have to keep the equipment. It has to be at a point where we can buy this farm and it is up and running. That's when we know we've made it. Yeah. So, I don't know. What have we got here? 17, 24, 50, 60 grand. That's actually worth a lot more than we paid for it now, isn't it? Look, it's worth 25 grand. We made some decent profit out of that one. Yeah. So let's just say that around, I don't know, 60 grand's worth of fields we've got there. But the equipment we need to keep, and we need to buy more equipment, by the way. We don't have enough equipment. So we're a good 350 grand away from completing Keep It Real. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And we're still in debt. Yeah, but I think that's a good endpoint. I think when we take over that main farm, you know me, I never like to play the games using the farms that come with it, really. I always like to make my own. So I don't think actually physically playing in that main farm really appeals to me. But having that as a target of getting there with, you know, pretty much as hard as possible. I'm not playing on hard economy, I know that, I'll admit that. I'm playing on medium economy. And because hard economy would, for this sort of start, it would be ridiculous. I think that we wouldn't be anywhere near where we are currently if it was all hard economy. But yeah, that's the aim. That's the aim. Let me know what you think. If you've got a different idea, a better idea. Maybe that would take too long. Maybe people get bored by then. But every episode I do with this, to be honest, as a small channel, the viewings just they still continue to get a little bit better and better. I still generate new subscribers through this. The first ever episode of Keep It Real, I looked the other day, that one single episode has grown me over 400 subscribers. Now, I've only got 1,600, and 400 of those came from one episode of, I don't know, I've made about 200. So there you go. A quarter of what I've achieved has come from one episode. So I guess the series is worth it. I guess people like it, I guess. I hope. Anyway, let's check these productions out. So they've been running now for, wow, not a month, because it's about a third of a month. They've generated 476 litres of grapes with just water. If I'd put seed and manure in the last episode, that would have been nearly a pallet of grapes each. That's fast. That's very fast. Yeah, that's really, really fast, actually. So, I don't know. If I was to do this, we'd be earning, you know, wow. I'll have to check. Is this the same? These are identical then, essentially. They're probably the exact same XML files, aren't they? So, we could earn we could earn 3,000 litres of olives in an entire month, 3 episodes, but an actual month, 3,000 litres of olives. So what does olives sell for? It's not that far down, is it? Where's olives? Where is it? So, do you know, I don't do grapes, I don't do olive. There you go. Just because normally they're a nightmare, aren't they? I didn't even realise they were right near the top. Right, so 3,000. Okay, so we could generate about £3,000 per game month. So every 3 episodes, £3,000 just from putting some manure and some seed down into an olive tree. And same thing for these. Now, what do they sell at? Not much more. So 6,000 because we've got 2 of them. So every 3 episodes we could earn about £9,000 just from these productions. That's really good. That's really, really good. Too good, maybe? Don't know. Either way, it's really good. Just checking in the shop, there is nothing there. We've obviously we've got one of those leased at the minute, but we might as well just keep that on lease. What's this? Slurry distributors. That's interesting, isn't it? I would like to get some for that's huge though, isn't it? That's going to be that's going to be overkill for us. I would like to get a slurry spreader, and I think maybe that's one of our next priorities actually. But I would like to get one that actually has the tank with the thing. So not the basic one that just kind of throws it around on the ground. I would like to use one with this kind of thing going on. I just think they look a bit cooler, but they also cost a bit more. If this here, the Shoughton, comes up in the used shop, and we continue to make the kind of money we're making, if that came up for 25-30 grand, it might be worth considering that. Have I activated any mods for slurry? No, not really. That's just part of one of the DLCs. I don't think that's going to be achievable realistically, do you? No. And this that old trailer there, no. Maybe I'll have a look and see if I can activate anything, because that certainly seems to be something we should be doing at some point. I think there is a slurry spreader as part of this proper old equipment. Yeah, so that one will do it, but it's only got a 6 meter spread for that. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? That ain't bad going, really. And a sprayer. That's quite a cheap sprayer as well. 8 meters wide. That might be easier than using a weeder when it comes to starting the arable. Wow, okay. I always forget about this mod, you know. Yeah, even that little tractor is so cool. It's probably one of the better rubbish kind of, in a good way, but rubbish starting tractors with absolutely no power at all. But it's definitely one of the better ones. The animations, the startup sound, it is a really good one. I think there's enough attachments with that small tractor to kind of do an entire series. Anyway, we need to head back to the shop. We need to take the plough back. Let's just raise that, because we don't want to be paying for an additional day's lease on it. We don't need it anymore. And then, wow, I don't know. I might get. Let's fold this up a minute. I might get the fertilizer. Yeah, you can see it going there now. Look, I might get the fertilizer spreader because it's got some normal fertilizer in it, and I do just want to use that up and get rid of that sprayer or that spreader. But I might use it on this bottom field that we've just done, and also the newest plot of land, before I buy the soil data, because it might just give the nitrogen score a good boost, which will help our environmental score before we even do a harvest. I don't know, maybe I'm cheating the system there a little bit, but I do think maybe that will work. So that's probably the next thing to do. And then, yeah, I mean, maybe it's just time to do a little bit of maintenance then. Things like manure, getting all of that manure chucked into the trailer, bring that down to here, to the olives and the grapes. We've got to tend to the cows a little bit more. I've still got that extra bale of straw to put in there. And I imagine by now there's probably some apples. Yeah, there's probably some apples as well. So I think finish the episode. Let me just have a little gander. Yeah, I reckon, I don't know, what are we on? Half an hour maybe? It's been one of those ones with a bit of time lapse in it. But I reckon about half an hour on now. So 15 minutes worth of just getting our things in order might be a good shout, and getting everything sorted ready so that the next episode could be one where we make some good progress for seeding. Yeah, Because I don't think realistically some of these crops that I want to plant, certainly a crop that generates straw, they're not normally plantable until March anyway. So that works out quite well, doesn't it? I'm going to check now. Now that we didn't lose momentum and we got up the hill, let's just have a quick look. Well, what am I doing? I've forgotten how to play the game already. Right, yeah, so the only thing you can plant in February is cotton, and we ain't going to be doing cotton. We can't even plant the grass to fix the grass field until March. So yeah, that's fine. Probably, looking at it, it's going to be oats, isn't it? It's going to be oats. I could plant soybean if I waited till April, because I have got the extension mod on. What's it called? Straw extension mod, maybe? Oh dear. Sorry, traffic. Holding everyone up. Yeah, the straw extension mod or crop extension mod. So things like soybean and corn, they do also generate straw, because that realistically is what you would do, isn't it? Whether the straw is as good, whether the quality is as good, I'm not sure. But the fact that they still generate some form of straw or leftovers is real. It's realistic. I think it also leaves leftover canola as well. So I could plant those, but oats good, isn't it? Oats a good crop. It grows super fast. It will grow in time for me to get something else planted as well. Yeah, I just feel like maybe that's the best way to go. Anyway, right, I'll catch you back in the shop in a moment. Okay, right, here we are. We're dropping it back now. Oh yeah, I forgot about our new purchase over there, even better. Right, where's that damn trigger? Why do I lose the trigger every time? It's here, it's here, it's here. There it is. Right, so this one here, we're going to return it. We cost £8 worth of repair needed, and we did £1,000 worth of damage to the paint. Wow. That comes with, well, comes with leasing the product, doesn't it? That's not really down to us. It's a plough. You expect it to get scratched. Okay, let me just have a think about what we're going to do. Right, so we're back at the main farm. So we're definitely just going to finish the episode off. Seeding, there's no point even leasing the seeder, because you're just paying extra money for an extra day when you're not even used it. So we'll do all of that in the next episode. We've also got, we're super clear, because we've got a good, wow, we got 22 grand still now, but that's going to be easily enough to cover our bills, which have gone up a little bit. You know, the first part of March, it's going to be an expensive part. It's going to be really expensive, plus the extra loan that we've taken out. Yeah, we're going to have over 3 grand's worth of bills, I reckon. Right, leave that there. You've done well today, Agri. I'll leave you cool down a little bit. We're going to be using this quite a lot, along with our, well, that's the bale thrower, and that's the bale catcher over there. We're going to be using that soon for straw, definitely. And yeah, this is the remnants of what I didn't do in the last episode. So, like, I've put a whole bale of straw in, and you only just start to get an animation. It doesn't look good. I don't know. They've been partying again or something. Why are there like crisp packets and stuff in there? I was wondering where the little one was. There's the little one. Good. Milk. They've got 826 litres of milk now. Look, that's really shooting up all of a sudden. And straw, they're still doing alright for straw now. Look, 23,000 litres nearly of slurry. We got to get a slurry spreader, and hopefully the manure system will work. It is activated, and that looks exactly like what it should do. So I'm hoping it's going to connect. That will be cool. This damn thing has still got a white wheel. What is wrong with it? Right. Anyway, yeah, this was the end of the last episode. Off camera, it was dark. It was kind of pitch black. So I've just realised I'm on ×5. How long have I been on ×5 for? I don't know. Right, we'll speed that up. We're pretty much good to go on the episode now anyway. Yeah, so it was dark and I just could not see this. This, as you can imagine, this is not particularly great. I should have thought about this when I put... Oh dear, what's happening? Yeah, when I push these bales on like that, I should have thought, how am I actually going to get it off? Although, actually, in the daylight, that looked pretty easy. Let's try and do it without taking out my new water trailer, though. Oh, that was close. That was a close one. Right, lower that down. There we go. Right, done. Maybe. It doesn't want to let go of it now. There you go. Good. Alright, that was a lot easier than I thought. Why is it not letting me out? Just smash the cow barn door off. That would be good, wouldn't it? Okay, yeah, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be, but that's good. We'll move this trailer now. Again, there should be some apples up there, but I'm not going to rush to sell those this time. We will actually... We're in a position now where we can just try and keep stuff a tiny bit longer. Try and get our money's worth. But again, I don't want to do it too far, because realistically, you wouldn't be able to keep apples forever, would you, without them starting to rot? Good. Right, we'll do that. See if we can leave it long enough to get 4 pallets this time instead of making a trip with just the 2. So we checked in on the cows, they're doing pretty good. We'll just have a quick sanity check on the ducks in a second, but I'm pretty sure they're okay. And there's definitely some eggs there, even though it keeps saying they've generated no eggs, there's definitely some eggs there. What is going on with this? What is going on with this? I might just have to do it, you know, just to keep some of you happy as well. I might have to clean it because I can't cope with that wheel being white and it's ridiculous. 278, yeah, I don't, there's no, they've only just spawned I think in this episode. So there's no urgency to sell them straight away. We can do that in the next episode or 2, which is good. If we get 2 more there as well, that's, well, what is it? I always forget, a couple of £1,000 worth of apples there. Things are starting to come in now, aren't they? Things are starting to come in now. I'm pretty certain we should have our first pallet of tomatoes here too. But yeah, there they are. Amazing. Now, I'm just thinking to myself, haven't I got a manure fork here somewhere? Where is that? Did I leave that down there? Maybe I did. I could pick up the pallet with the manure fork. I could pick up the manure with the manure fork. I need to go and find where I left that. Good. And yeah, I don't know. What are we looking like for time? I think the starting the interactive productions is going to be the beginning of the next episode, you know. Yeah, I think so. I don't want to rush it at the end of an episode, and I think we're not far off now. But this is going to be something which I think is going to look quite cool, and if it is really interactive, I don't want it to make this episode too long. So, beginning of the next episode, interactive productions, which generates the productions we need pretty damn fast. And then get on with seeding the new fields. Worst case, seeding can be a little bit after. Right, I did disconnect that, didn't I? Yes. Right, here we go. I'm going to end it on a weird one. A really, really weird one. I'm going to clean the man. But only because it's kind of glitching out with some of the animations. Right. And it has been raining. It's also actually been snowing, and now the sun's melting it, so definitely think it's fair to say we can use the hose. Oh, that looks better. At least it's coming off. What about this? Yeah, good. Let's wash that first. Let's wash the bale spike. The bale spike, the log fork. What am I on about? Right, let's get this washed down now. Might as well rinse this while I'm here, and I've got a long enough hose. I don't want to do it too much though, because it'll cause more rust. There we go. I don't even think that needed a clean. That looks better, doesn't it? Was this actually meant to be grey? I always thought this was like a dark, almost black. Maybe it was grey all along. Don't know. Right. Cool. Okay, right, well, look, I mean, this might be, for me, this has been over an hour recording now, but I do know at the beginning, with that ploughing, there's probably a bit of time lapse in, so I reckon we're about right. I'm kind of guesstimating a bit, but either way, thanks for watching. Episode number 47, did I say? I don't know, I lose count. I think this was 47, so not a bad episode now. We're making some real inroads into making this series something special. And I think having an end game, a goal to complete the series, I think makes all the difference. It gives you something to look towards. But it's 400 grand. And on this series, that is a lot. So, yeah, wish me luck. We'll still be here in 20 or 30 episodes, I reckon. Anyway, thank you for watching, and until the next episode, cheers and gone.